What's good? Happy spring! It's March and there is so much going on outside. It's beautiful. But I talked to my grandpa in Wisconsin and he said it's still snowing, which is awful. But anyway, if you're in a zone where you've got the sun out, it is definitely time to think about planting a garden. And in honor of Brain Injury Awareness Month, I just gotta say that gardening has been the number one thing that has helped me cope with mental stress and build new neural pathways so that I can recover from my injury and be the best me that I can be now. So I would highly recommend it to anybody because it has been just nothing but positivity. And also, it's very good for the environment if you do it organically. So, if the dandelions are blooming in your area, first of all, don't cut them down because they're the first food for the bees and they really need them. You can cut them down later, it's all right. Plus, if you're super into it, dandelion makes a really awesome detox tea from its leaves, and its root is a liver cleanser. So just it's free, it's right there. Anyhow, first up, I have one of nature's greatest cancer fighters, broccoli. Yes, that is true. Broccoli will kill cancer cells. Now this guy, he is like 2 years old. Honestly, I have not torn him up and just keeps on producing new blooms and new seeds, and the bees absolutely love these flowers. So if you have some broccoli growing, the tendency is once it flowers it can get bitter. Also though, it will put off new shoots, so give it a chance, give it some nurturing, and you can have broccoli year round. We're in zone 8, so we have a little more kind of flexibility in what can be planted. Here we have some strawberries growing, and this is a native rose bush which has not begun to bud yet. So what is budding, however, are these tulips, and these are local. These are of different varieties, so they're going to be coming up in different times and periods. This gorgeous bloom here that's coming out is called a pink hyacinth. They're early bloomers. And then we have some lovely daffodils. These are called Queen's Day daffodils. And it's totally gorgeous. And these are things that you can plant in the fall. Or if you're lucky, you could probably throw some bulbs in the ground right now, just depending about where you're at. And so bulbs are really in bloom right now and amazing for pollinators of all varieties. This is a grapevine. It has not begun to bud. However, this herbal medicinal angelica is already growing. These are onions. This is a leek, actually, in the onion family. These will grow year-round almost in any season where you're at. And these miniature rose bushes, these are extremely hardy. They'll grow in cold climates like Russia. And they're, I believe it's a negative 22 Fahrenheit that they can survive. This massive sage plant has survived multiple winters without any issues. And this rosemary as well. I've grown these in Austin, Texas, where it's hot as blazes, and up here in Portland where it's nice and cool. I mean, this is just a real key plant you want to add to your garden. This rosemary over here is a different variety. You see how it's standing up, but these blooms here, this will give the bees lots and lots and lots of food. And it is so easy to grow. You barely have to touch it, and you'll have yummy tasting potatoes, fresh rosemary, year-round. Rosemary is also antiseptic. You can make I'm sorry, brain fart, mouthwash. You can make floor cleaner. You can make counter cleaner. All you got to do is boil it, simmer it, steep it, strain it, and you've got yourself some rosemary. Now I want to talk about this rosemary cleanser. Anyway, here we are with crocus. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I'm really pleased to see how many different varieties of color I have, because these bulbs came together in one little bag. Now these succulents, you think succulents would be kind of a summer only thing, but nay, they're very because they're a desert plant, they can be very cold hardy. So I literally threw these onto, just toss them onto the ground in the winter, and these are the ones that took root. And here I have dandelions. Yeah, I'm keeping them, 100% keeping them, because they're the first food for the bees, and that's incredibly important. Now here we have primrose. This is what my companion got me for Valentine's Day, because they're edible. I planted them 3 weeks ago, and they're still blooming, and they will bloom all year round. Primrose is extremely climate hardy, and like I say, edible. If you see it in the forest, you can eat it, all parts of it. This is an Oregon grape. It's a native. You can't eat it, but it's just nice. It grows along the ground. Now, this is something important I want to talk about. This is bees balm. These were really big fuchsia, gorgeous blooms, and I'll show a picture later. And you can see how just by letting them reseed themselves, they're going to be coming back in full bloom. And that's what's been going on in this garden, is I've just been letting things just reseed themselves. And you see this hilltop here. This is where I generally plant the most of my vegetables. It's kind of a mess right now, mostly cluttered with cosmos and dragon flowers that are snapdragon flowers that are trying to come up. You see here we've got more primrose and these really cute dandelions that I just love. They only come up during the cold season. This is my icky pond that needs to be redug, but this water source is really lovely when I have it going with the fountain. This is like a glorified bird bath. They love it. It's excellent for water source to have for birds, bugs. It's good business. And I'll talk more about that at depth later. So basically, blah, blah, blah. Now that I've shown you everything, what can you do? Okay, so if you've got soil like this, what you can do is go and get some organic compost. Now I'm using this because it's OMRI listed, and that's like a very particular kind of organic that you can really count on. This came from local Naomi's Organic Farm Supply on Powell Boulevard. I highly recommend them. And so get compost, right? Step 1. Don't pull the dandelion. Step 2, because you want to keep your bees coming. And then you want to dress. You want to dress the areas that you want to grow things with compost. Just work it into the soil about 2 inches. You would just take the compost and just work it in, just like that, And you can use shovels, and you don't want to dig down too deep. You just want to get it in, and you can also line your holes with compost. And this is just the beginnings of a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spring. And if the dandelions are blooming, you can plant carrots and beets. The tulips are coming up. It's awesome. I just wanted to send some good energy out there. I love you guys. Thanks for all the support. Happy March, and may your harvest be very blessed in whatever regard that is. If it's happy thoughts or happy plants. Have a good day. Peace.